Hello. Today is Wednesday, the 29th. This is my first day, pretty much just alone. This is my right hand, my surgery hand. You see how I'm using it. I got my stitches out yesterday. So yeah, he told me to use it just a little bit at a time. I'm gonna call my geneticist and try to get a referral to an occupational therapist closer to me. I just really don't feel like messing with where I had my surgery at anymore. I don't feel like messing with the therapy there. Well, I don't want to drive that far anyways. It's like an hour and a half away from here. So I don't feel like doing that. So yeah, this place is just, the surgeon is nice, the surgeon is good. But just the way that they are in their scheduling is just crazy. If you guys remember from my surgery vlog, I was supposed to have surgery at 3 and ended up having it at like 6. And I was just kind of like, it was weird, but I was just like, okay, they have somebody back there that needs extra attention. Like try not to be like, because it's frustrating, but it's also like, you don't want a surgeon just stopping. So it's like, it's good that he kept going and he found stuff and just kept going and going and going until he finished. And I did have the option of leaving and I chose to stay. Just because of childcare and like everything else. So that hurts to lean on it. I don't know why. I guess habit. I started doing that. So then we got there. Let me backtrack. Over the weekend, on Saturday evening, it was like 6 p.m. Lily threw up. So started just like crazy couple days. So she started throwing up at 6, and then about, I think, 10 o'clock that night, Leah started throwing up. So, like, they're both just, like, vomiting. So then Sunday, I ended up taking Luca to my parents' house, and Nick stayed here with the girls. Even though, looking back, I think Luca might have had, the stomach bug just in a lesser degree than they did, because he had diarrhea just, like, that whole day. Like, he did, throw up a few times, not like bad, but then he was still eating and stuff, so I don't know. I'm just guessing, like looking back now. And then then Leah was still like very lethargic on Sunday or on Monday. Yes, like on Monday. She was very lethargic and like slept a lot. She ate a little bit. My mom even asked her what she wanted. She said chicken nuggets. So my mom even went and bought her a Happy Meal and she ate like half of it maybe. So then on Tuesday, yesterday was my appointment, like on Monday night, sorry, I keep getting ahead of myself, on Monday night, or let's see, on Monday at 3 p.m., I vomited. So then, what are you doing up there? Sorry, I'm really came downstairs, I was talking to her. But, so then at 3 p.m. I was throwing up, and then when Nick got home, I just went straight upstairs. And I fell asleep for a little bit, and then I woke up and threw up again, like a lot. And then later that night, Nick threw up. So we were both getting sick, and then on Tuesday, I had to get my stitches out. We had to drive an hour and a half away. But me and Nick both woke up. We hadn't thrown up for a while. I was feeling pretty normal, just exhausted. You know how you are after being sick. And then on Leah, like actually that morning had said, "Oh, I feel a lot better, Mommy," and I was like, "Oh, that's good, whatever." And she had like diarrhea, so we put her in a pull-up because she was having trouble making it and everything. So we was like, everything's fine, and then she found old chocolate milk and drank it. So then on the way there, she like would randomly say her stomach hurt, but like nothing. We thought, okay, like she's had diarrhea, so she's having like diarrhea cramps or something. And then we got to the doctor's appointment, and what had happened was about, I'm trying to think of, I think it was the week before I had my surgery, before I even had my surgery time. I had a nurse call me, and she said, we have a follow-up appointment scheduled for you after your surgery on the 28th, and it's at 1:30, but we were wondering if you could change it till 11. And I said, yeah, that's fine, whatever, it's fine. So then, oh my gosh, Luca, hold on. And then on my actual surgery day, on my aftercare stuff, it had my first therapy appointment wrote down, and then it had my appointment yesterday wrote down, and it said 11 o'clock. So then come around to, I forget when it was, I think it was Monday, I got an appointment reminder that said 1:30, and I thought that was weird because they had changed it to 11, but I just thought, okay, like, whatever, they needed me to move it, so it's like, it's just in their, like, automated system wrong. And look, I probably should have tried to call, but I didn't, because I thought, okay, whatever. So then, going back to the other story, we got to my appointment, and when I walked up to the desk, they were like, your appointment's not till 1:30, and I was like, well, it said 11 on my aftercare thing, and I got an appointment. They said, well, I got a call from somebody, and they said, well, you confirmed the 1:30, and I said, yes, because I thought that it was wrong, because you guys told me, and then I also have it wrote down on a piece of paper. It was actually typed, not wrote, but whatever. So then, as I'm trying to talk to them, they're like, well, we can't do anything, you have to wait till 1:30, and then Leah in the waiting room threw up in Nick's hand a little bit. So, then we went out to the man and dealt with that, and he was like, you're gonna have to go back in there and talk to them, because he's like, we cannot do this with a sick kid. It's 11 o'clock at this point, and my appointment wasn't until 1:30. So I go in there, and I said, listen, like, this isn't my fault, it's your guys' fault. You guys need to do something, because I can't stay here for that appointment. So my mother-in-law is a registered nurse, and I will go and let her take out the stitches because she knows how to do it. And then they got me back there, and it was like 10 minutes. The doctor talked to me and took out the stitches. And I was supposed to have therapy that day, like after that appointment. He was supposed to send me up there. And actually, I think the therapist actually is the one who takes out the stitches usually. That's how they described it to me. So I was just like, whatever, and my stitches are out, and we left. So like I said, I'm going to just call my geneticist and see if he can just give me a referral for occupational therapy somewhere else closer to here. So I just thought that was weird, like, like I already had, and like I told him, I was like, I already had the scheduling conflict with like not a conflict, but like I was like, I was already supposed to have surgery at 3, I didn't have it till 6, and then this is going on. So actually I'm supposed to have my left arm operated on as well, and Nick and I have just made a decision that I will not be going to there. So I will have my 6-week follow-up with him, because he's a surgeon who did my operation. So when he brings up my left arm, I'm just going to be very blunt and telling him, like, the surgery thing wasn't your fault because you were with somebody else, and I understand that, but when somebody lives an hour and a half away, it makes it difficult for scheduling conflicts like that, like, and then like for the appointment, they need some form of communication to be better, because that can't be a thing that happens, especially when I'm a patient traveling that far. And I understand accidents happen and like whatever, but then it's like to be like, no, we can't see you. And I'm not trying to be mean to other people, but it's also like, since they done that and that's their mistake, I should have taken the place of somebody else's appointment. I do believe that, and like, I'm sorry if like that sounds terrible, but that's not my fault. So I should have gotten an actual real appointment with a therapist, not a 10-minute thing, because they were afraid I was going to have my mother-in-law take out the stitches, which actually, there was like 2 or 3 stitches left that he didn't get out. So my mother-in-law ended up having to take those out anyways. So yeah, this is my first time. He just said no heavy lifting, just try to ease back into stuff. But I'm a mom of 3, so how can I just ease back? I haven't been picking up Luca. It's been really difficult, but I have Junior. But I have changing his diapers is the most difficult part of it, really. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. My arm is throbbing, and it popped earlier when I was changing his diaper. So we'll see. It was kind of a crazy experience with the surgery. Nothing like I've ever done or known. It was at a surgery center, and I've never been to a surgery center. All my surgeries have been in a hospital. So it's just weird to me. The whole thing was just weird, and like it seemed like and none of the doctors or nurses told us anything about the guy that was getting operated on, that was taking a long time. It was just what Nick and my mom were hearing out in the waiting room. They said that guy was saying stuff about like how he or they were saying stuff about how that guy, like it was her husband, how he was supposed to have a hand or elbow replacement and refused one. And it just sounded like the doctor got in there and there was a lot more stuff wrong than he initially thought. And it just seemed like I don't know, like that guy, because like they said they do stuff at hospitals, so they said that the surgery center is just used for people who just pretty low risk for, like, you know, like easier stuff that they do all the time. And she said that he, or that the wife was out there, like, just, I mean, it just sounded like he should have not been at the surgery center. He should have been in the hospital, where there's, like, you know, more ORs and stuff and everything. So the whole experience was just kind of crazy. So yeah, I just thought I would come on here and kind of do like a story time video of that, for anybody who's wondering. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.